Let us study about permeability. The membranes, both plasma membrane and the cell wall. You know what is a cell wall? The plasma membrane is present both in plant cells and animal cells, while only the plant cells have a cell wall. The cell wall is another covering that is found around the plasma membrane in plant cells. What is the function of the plasma membrane and the cell wall? It is for protection of the cells. Now these membranes, they can either be permeable, semi-permeable or impermeable. Permeable. Permeable membranes will let everything go inside the cell and also outside. It won't prevent anything from getting inside the cell. That is a permeable membrane. Example is cell wall in plants. Semi-permeable. It will allow only some things to go inside and outside a cell. So, an example will be the plasma membrane. The plasma membrane is said to be selectively permeable or semi-permeable because it will select what substances can be allowed to go inside the cell and outside. Next comes impermeable. Impermeable means it does not allow anything to go inside or outside. Example is the cork cells, the wall of the cork cells. As you know, the bark of a tree, that is a cork. Cork is bark of a tree and it doesn't allow anything to move inside or outside. So now let us study about the permeability of membranes. I told you that the plasma membrane is semi-permeable. What does the term permeable mean? It means to allow something to pass through. There are three types of membranes: permeable membranes, impermeable membranes, and semi-permeable membranes. Permeable membranes. Now, this is an example of a permeable membrane. It will allow all the substances to pass through it freely. They can just simply move from here to there. This is an example of a semi-permeable membrane. Only some substances are allowed to pass through while others are not allowed to pass through it. Now this is an example of an impermeable membrane where nothing is allowed to pass through. There is nothing here. See, nothing is allowed to pass through it. Now we studied that the plasma membrane is a selectively permeable membrane and it allows the entry and exit of materials. How does the movement of these materials take place into and outside the cell? Some substances like carbon dioxide or oxygen can move across the cell membrane by a process that is called as diffusion. What is diffusion? Diffusion is spontaneous movement of substances from a region of higher concentration to a region of lower concentration. So the substances will move from a region where there is a high concentration to a region where there is low concentration. So consider that carbon dioxide, which is a cellular waste, is in high concentration inside the cell. Then what will happen is that the carbon dioxide will move from inside the cell to the outside. Same way, oxygen, when it is present in less concentration inside the cell and in more concentration outside the cell, it will move from outside the cell to the inside. Thus, diffusion is very important because it helps in the exchange of gases between the cells. Now, how does water move? Water also obeys the law of diffusion, but the movement of water molecules through a selectively permeable membrane is called as osmosis. As you know, diffusion is the movement of carbon dioxide and oxygen between the cells. Now in the cells, as a result of respiration, the amount of carbon dioxide will be very high, while carbon dioxide is less outside the cell. So carbon dioxide from inside the cell will move outside. Now oxygen is lesser in the cell. So what happens? The oxygen molecules from outside will enter into the cell. This simple process of movement of carbon dioxide and oxygen from a region of higher concentration to a region of lower concentration is called as diffusion. So, what is diffusion? Diffusion is the movement of materials from a region of higher concentration to a region of lower concentration. And in cells, what happens during cellular respiration? During cellular respiration, carbon dioxide will be in high concentration inside the cell. So, carbon dioxide will move from inside the cell to the outside. That is from a region of high concentration to a region of low concentration. Similarly, oxygen will enter the cell by the process of diffusion when level of concentration inside the cell decreases. Thus, diffusion plays a very important role in exchange of gases between the cells as well as the cell and its external environment. So, we learned that with the help of diffusion, carbon dioxide and oxygen will move in and out of the cell. What about water? How will water enter into the cell? Water also obeys the law of diffusion. Movement of water molecules through a selectively permeable membrane is called as osmosis. So, in a cell, water will move from a region of higher concentration to a region of lower concentration. But as you know, all the cells have a semi-permeable membrane, the plasma membrane. So, when movement of water molecules takes place across a semi-permeable membrane, that is called as osmosis. So, how is diffusion different from osmosis? Diffusion will take place in solid, liquid and gases. Osmosis will take place only in a liquid medium. And diffusion does not have any semi-permeable membrane. It does not involve any semi-permeable membrane. Osmosis requires or needs a semi-permeable membrane. So, movement of water molecules across the cell will take place by a process called as osmosis, and gaseous exchange will take place by the process of diffusion. Now, let us see what will happen when we place a cell in varying concentrations of solution.